What is going down, genitals? My name is Wade, and I like to rage. This video is the state of Search and Destroy. Now, the reason for this video is honestly quite self-explanatory. The game's not working the way I say us, as, I don't know, people who take the game quite seriously, people who put anywhere from 20 to 40 to 50 days played for some of us onto these games. Us being people who have or will play games competitively. Us being people who more or less speak for a general group of people, which in general has been completely and utterly neglected by those who are in power, who are able to do something about the issues that we feel are in the game. They seem to think it's one individual person. They don't take into consideration that, say, I don't know, Jeff, that guy who camps, sends a message to somebody saying, hey, you should patch this, it's broken. He is the voice of 400 or 500,000 people. It's not just him saying, hey, this is bullshit. He's going to bat for a bunch of other people. So I say us. This is a video that I feel like all of us need to hear, I guess, because to be honest, I think Search and Destroy is on a blatant decline. Now, this isn't exactly news. Modern Warfare 2, in my opinion, was the last good Call of Duty prior to Ghosts. However, Ghosts, in my opinion, is really only, I'd say, above average for the last 3 or 4 games based off of my experience on Xbox One. This first clip is me acing a bunch of douchebag cocksmokers who run around, full party. Half of them have shields, the other half have C4s or Amplify, and I still single-handedly oust them. But this is one in every, I don't know, maybe 50 tries that I actually get the ability to do this. And the reason for that is because this game is just so easily abused by anybody who blatantly lacks genitalia, if I might be completely honest. A whole bunch of asexual, not even asexuals, a bunch of, what's the word? Because they're not hermaphrodites, because that'd mean they have both balls and a vagina, and everybody knows that Ben loves a dick. So that's not for me, because they have balls, but no dick, the vagina, so it's automatically like, ew. Point being is that I just don't see anything getting better, because they literally will do whatever they can to hinder the playability of this game for people who play Call of Duty the way Call of Duty initially was intended to be played, being that of a run and gun shooter. Ever since I played Call of Duty 2, I've understood this is an arcade shooter, this is a run and gun game, as opposed to Battlefield, which I'd played, I don't know, Modern Combat in like 04, 05, whenever it came out on PS2. I was used to these war simulators, and I got addicted to Call of Duty because it kind of gets that ADD aspect flaring off in your brain because you just run around like a fucking maniac, and that was the inception, that was the entire point of the game, at its inception rather, to be grammatically correct. So I don't understand why people like Tina and Candice, or whatever the stupid names are on fucking Twitter, Tiana, I don't know why they feel the need to question the voices of hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions of people in total, when they say that something like Amplify isn't game breaking. Now, I do feel like Dead Silence needs a perk. I'm not, or a perk rather, a counter. I'm not one of these people who sits here and says Dead Silence does not need to be countered. Balance is everything is usable and counterable depending on the quality of the player. In this game, I'd say the majority of the weapons are quite balanced. If I want to use, like I'm using in this game, a Bison, which I typically, you know, affiliated with being a shit gun, however I'm growing on it, it's actually quite beastly. If I wanted to use, I don't know, the CBJ, and I see a kid with a Remington, if I play intelligently, I could still outplay him with regardless of what weapon I'm using. Does not matter what perk I'm using, what gun I'm using, I can outplay him. That's what I see balance as. They think balance is everything has a counter. However, with my argument to them is like, okay, if Dead Silence needs a counter, why doesn't Amplify need a counter? I think that they should both just nullify one another. I feel like the default footstep noise needs to be louder, and that, or excuse me, I misspoke. No. The default footstep volume needs to be lowered, and if you use Dead Silence, you will be 100% silent, but if you use Amplify, it'll negate it and it'll go back to regular. That's how it works. And if somebody's using, I don't know, they're not using Dead Silence or Amplify, and you hear them with an Amplify class, then they are louder. That's how you balance it. They completely negate one another. That's what balance is. And then they'll go out of their way and say that Dead Silence needed to be balanced, but if you question them about the Kaztets and the C4s and the IEDs and the Riot Shield spam, they don't have a single response. By the way, this round is, this is disgusting. This round is absolutely fucking filthy. I thought you all should know. But it's retarded. It's blatantly, 100% irrefutably retarded, and there's no justifiable retort I've ever gotten when Modern Warfare 3 buffed sitrep and ruined Search and Destroy. And that game, I loved that game on Search and Destroy until that, and it instantaneously became my least favorite Call of Duty ever, Search and Destroy wise. I had an ongoing argument with Tina, or Tiana, until she blocked me on Twitter. Luckily, I got unblocked when I changed my name. I'm in disguise. I'm waiting to pounce and just say some vulgar, heinous shit to her next time she says something stupid. But that's not true. That's just rude. But the point is, I am just... Why doesn't explosives need counters? Like, without blast shield, I can be 5 feet from a grenade or a C4 or an IED, a fucking Kaztet or a rocket launcher or whatever, and I'm dead. If I put blast shield on, still at 5 feet, I'm dead. It does precisely fuck all to counter explosives. And then there's just the entire riot shield conversation. Like, why can somebody literally hit Y, pull out a secondary, shoot me faster than I could put shots into them, let alone even bring up my sights, or if I was already shooting their shield, get a hit detection, hit marker on them. By the way, look at this faggot. This is what I'm talking about. This is why this game is broken. This kid's sitting in his spawn with Amplify and does not know what he's doing, and there's a chem strike, or whatever they're called, a field ops reward, I don't know what it is, where the fucking gas comes out, and that's supposed to completely change the map, yet this kid's still sitting there with a thermal and it works? That's stupid. Because as if the people who don't use thermal aren't obviously the people who sit in their spawn 24/7 anyways. It's completely and utterly illogical, and that's probably the main explanation for why the S&D Elite has been sparse, I should say, regarding Call of Duty Ghosts content thus far. And I can't guarantee that's going to change. I can't say that it will. I can't say that it won't. I hope it does, but to be completely frank, this game is... not broken, but it's getting there. It's 1 or 2 more buffs away from being broken. So I apologize for the shit gameplay, but I figured I just wanted to show you guys those 2 clips, that ace and that nasty 5-man in the 3rd round. And I don't know, I kind of suck at the game anyways. I'm getting used to it, getting my bearings. I just feel like, I don't know, I wanted to share something entertaining with you regardless of a high score, because if I got a high score, it sure as shit better be with the C4 Riot Shield and the Kaztet secondary, because clearly that's how they want us all to play. I'm so sick of these games.